Hey, what's going on? Miguel, Lord, host of Life Full Circle Radio. What's going on? So this week, we've been off and on. It is what it is. Come hang out with us. Check us on the replay if you missed it. We are live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on IG, both horizontal and vertical. So come check us out. This week, we're going to be talking about the Kevin Hart roast. It's been really, really big. I discovered today that I'm not a roast fan. Well, this week, I'm not a roast fan. We're going to talk about that. Kash Patel, who is the FBI director. This man is just incompetent. We're going to get into that conversation. Kia said there's a reality TV star running against Karen Bass in LA. I'm not a reality TV guy person, but you know she's going to catch me up to what's going on. We already talked about Kevin. Get my quote fingers in the camera. Dr. Cheyenne, did I spell her name right? Maybe, I hope so. If not, I'll change it. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and some controversy. She came on the Breakfast Club and tried to address it. I first got wind of it. There's a sister who's a PhD, and I'm forgetting her name right now. She's a social media person who does great work. And she came out and talked about how her dissertation, all the PhD stuff, just has a lot of holes in it. We'll let kids jump into that as well. And what are you watching? NBA playoffs going on. Watch a little bit of that, but other than that, there's some other stuff that's going on, and we're gonna get into that. As I mentioned, we're on the social media platforms. Make sure you check us out across all the social platforms. Why am I?
Hello.
Oh, yeah. Well,
what about your screen?
Yeah, you know.
Why are you watching weird transitions of the Jackson family on your?
It's on. What is this? Threads. Super producer, what's going on?
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. So it is Wednesday. It is
Wednesday, and we are actually on time this week. Knowing us, we're normally like missing each other because everybody's so busy, and the summer is not going to make it no easier with basketball data over there.
Basketball, you know, and everything. You know, we're getting busy. With, you know, the girls are doing their thing, and you know, that's a conversation that I'm actually exploring, starting a nonprofit to help people who are in situations where they cannot afford. I might be starting a nonprofit for my own family, make sure we can afford all the travel and things that go along with being in sports. When we were kids, we would go outside, play basketball, play football, play baseball.
Go to the rec center.
You go to the rec center. You know, the rec centers were open. They've cut the rec budgets in half. These rec centers are not as readily available to the kids. It's crazy. It's like they'll kick kids out the gym um, quickly. You know what I mean? And the clean gyms just be sitting there with pickleball nets set up and nobody's playing. But you got a bunch of kids walking around just looking for something to do and you know.
And listen, that's why I'm glad the neighborhood my mom lives in, because they're never going to open a pickleball court. I don't care how many white people gentrify the
Why
neighborhood, a
not?
pickleball court is never coming.
Why?
Because the neighborhood demographics and because so many kids, black kids in these neighborhoods, because there's rec centers
Hmm.
everywhere in South St. Pete, Florida, those
Yep.
kids actually use that gym for basketball. They're on those playgrounds, they're on those tracks, they're on the little pickup football field. They're there
Yeah.
every day. So
Well, and
yeah,
that's just it. We're running into situations where in these neighborhoods, um, here in the Henry County where I live in Georgia, they don't they like the gym. Like there's one rec center that the rec center closes at 9 o'clock. Guess what
see,
time the gym closes? 8 o'clock.
yeah.
And so they got the gym sitting there for an hour. Kids are sitting around, they hooping, and they'll just cut them off and put them out. Or grown people are sitting up there hooping. So that's a whole different conversation. But I'm thinking about that, about doing a nonprofit, building a nonprofit around assisting, because right now the public funding is gone. It's just not
That's
there.
actually
It's
a
been
bigger
so.
conversation of is this my generation the last generation of the power of the rec center when you think about it? Because there are no rec centers where I live. There's none. They do not have a rec center here in Claremont, Florida. Not one.
And it's insane to me. Like, what do you expect kids? We're always talking about what kids are not doing and how they are not productive, but you don't give them anything to do. Wasn't the topic of the show today, but
Next
it's one of
topic.
those things where you really have to decide what's important to you, and clearly that is not important to a lot of folks who's running these shows. So anyway, all right, let's move on. All right, so let's get into it. You dropped me a list today, and you had a few things on your mind, and if you want to pull stuff, you make sure you got your screen. I can pull your screen up
I mean,
if you wanna go. Where you
for
want to
this,
go first?
the first
Huh?
story, we don't even need to pull the screen for the first story. It's very, very simple. Donald Trump basically told everybody he is not thinking about American finances. So President Donald Trump told reporters on Tuesday that he is not weighing the economic burden of the Iran war on everyday Americans when negotiating a deal with the country's leadership. Speaking on the White House South Lawn before departing for a diplomatic trip to China, Trump was asked to what extent American financial situations were motivating him to make a deal with Iran. And he said, and we are quoting him,
Yep.
not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situations. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing: we cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. This man didn't even know where Iran was as a country prior to
I don't
becoming
believe
president.
that.
I do. He's dumb. And then number two, them having a nuclear weapon, why has that become the end all be all when these people have not bothered us? They have not bothered us in decades.
That's not
Come,
true.
don't.
It's not true.
When are we defining decades?
We have been in a constant conflict with them since 1979, since the Carter administration.
Okay.
That's
Yes,
that's
I
not even
understand that.
challengeable. That's the
But
truth.
in the last 20 years,
Hmm.
what have we been an issue with Iran in the last 20 years?
It's not debatable that Iran hates America, and
No,
for
it's
the
not.
most
No, you're
part,
right.
for the most part, our leadership does not like them either.
Nope.
But the problem is just like you can hate somebody over there and let them mind their business. Now, mind you, they want to talk about because they have a regime. They've done some terrible things to their people. We've done some terrible things to our people. And so when you start talking about all those reasons, but here now you come back to the situation and say, here we are in 2026. You're spending money on reflecting pools that don't need to be spent money on. You tearing down.
That's not them from being a reflecting pool, by the way. Just as a side note, but
Correct.
yeah.
And then you got us paying me driving. We talked about this. It's up now, almost $5 a gallon.
Yep.
Over almost $5 a gallon
Yes.
to drive. It's crazy, but that's
Mhm.
where we are. It's where we are, and the longer this continues, even if we decide the war is quote unquote over, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. it's still that he's putting sympathy out there for Iran on the world stage, and we're paying for it every day
But here's the thing, though.
everywhere.
What he everybody keeps talking about the nuclear weapon, nuclear weapon, nuclear weapon. But what you just said is they hate us from over there. We hate them from right here. Why did anything have to happen? Y'all over there, y'all don't like us. That's fine. We don't like you guys. Why did it have to turn into now they have a nuclear weapon? They're gonna do something to us. We have to do it right now, even at the risk of what's happening to American citizens right now. I mean, like you said, gas is $5 a gallon, and that's just not gas going
The
in the
question
car.
was
That affects
asked
everything.
if he thought about the American people when he made this decision, and he honestly said, no, I didn't think about the American citizens or their pockets. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what he said. I did not think about how it was going to hurt Americans' pockets when he decided to go to war. It's a bunch of distraction. It's a bunch of opportunities for people in the wealthy class to continue to siphon money and siphon resources out from the rest of us. And so when it's all said and done, I just think these people that associated are that wicked. They are that wicked that it's, you know, who cares about what y'all have to deal with? Who cares about the fact you can't keep a savings?
But I
We
also
don't
think he's
care.
underestimating Iran. He's looking at Iran as a small, again, shithole
And they're not.
country,
80 million
and
people.
they're not. They're not some
Right.
small
Right.
shithole country. Again, we just left them alone. They left us alone, so we don't know their entire capabilities, and they are keeping this strait closed. If they were some
Mhm.
small shithole country with no power, then we
Right.
could go in there and destroy everything.
Yeah.
The strait that was already open,
It was already
that is
open.
now closed, would go
Right.
open up again, and that is not
Right.
happening.
No, it's not
So
happening. It's not going to happen. It's going to be a situation that we're going to have to deal with for who knows, for the foreseeable future. And it's wild to me that Americans are sitting back. But now what you have, see the other part that we didn't even put on the list, but it's coming left, right, and center. You look at what happened in Alabama. They're trying to say, bottom line, guys, here's the thing. And I need folks to pay attention to what in the hell is going on right now. They know they can't win by the popular vote. They know they can't win on the popularity. They know people hate them. And so what they're saying basically is, we're just going to change the rules. We're going to make it so Memphis, that is a majority black city, we're just going to cut that up into three pieces and throw and to eliminate black representation. So when you start talking about having representation in Washington, they're trying to have it to the point that it is primarily white men and who are there representing everybody. And they say that like, oh, that's fair. It's not even representatives. It's not a representative government like that. But you look at it and you say, ooh. And they're doing it in the middle. Like right now here in Georgia, you know, there's those people who believe, you know, Kemp, Governor Kemp here in Georgia is probably a relatively moderate Republican governor. And they
compared
came to
to
him.
our governor, yeah,
Huh?
he's probably moderate compared to our governor.
Well, to compare it to Florida's governor, yeah, but see, Florida doesn't have an Atlanta. So because
This is
Georgia
true.
has an Atlanta, he's got to be a little bit moderate because to keep himself in position. But now he's gotten pressure. You know what I mean? He said he wasn't going to do the redistricting thing. He wasn't going to call the state Congress state back in session, but he is now to bring it back in session. They can look at redistricting in Georgia. Georgia has 159 counties, right? You got the city of Atlanta, and pretty much every county around Atlanta is ran by black leadership.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Atlanta, and then the circle around Atlanta, and
Yes.
then we get to all the rednecky, hokey places that nobody wants to talk about or drive through, rather.
Right, because everybody is growing. You know, here in Henry County, where we are, we're south of Clayton. Clayton is the county that has the airport in it. You get south of Clayton, you get down into Henry County. Henry County is growing very fast, and so they're trying to find ways to control all the resources that are coming this way. And so, man, this is where we are. This is like they're not even playing around with it. Like, you know, you're trying to run people out like Al Green and Jim Clyburn out of South Carolina, and you know, you talk about out in California and L.A. Karen Bass, who was a longtime congressperson, I believe, Congress. And now she's the mayor of LA, and now they've got, you said there's somebody MAGA running against her in LA, right? And
I can just jump to that story.
yeah, let's jump
really
to that
quick.
story, and because there's an interesting thing I just found out about the state of California. But go ahead, I'll come back to that.
You can bring up my screen real quick, so I can share, so you guys can see what you wouldn't know the face unless you were my age, between the ages of 50 and 38. Unless you were those people, you wouldn't know who Spencer Pratt is. Spencer Pratt was on an MTV reality show for many years, and now after losing his home in the LA fires, him and his wife, who both famous, excuse me, they lost their homes in the LA fire, and they're living out of like an Airstream, mobile home, whatever. Fine. He is
Hmm.
now running for mayor and had the support of 22% of voters, according to poll released Wednesday by Emerson College. He is an independent candidate, and he does only trail Mayor Karen Bass incumbent, who has 30% of the support. And there's somebody else running, but he's got 22%, and Sharon Bass has 30%. That's a crazy thing to have happen when he's just a reality star with
It's not.
sure he has a
It's not
college
crazy. It's
degree.
not crazy at all. We are in a space of this world where people are so far removed from reality that someone who just has a name and a visibility on social media will get attention. Now, mind you, you
But
said
haven't we learned our lesson, people?
no,
That is what I'm trying to
no.
say. You're
No,
like,
no, we have not learned our lesson. We are. It's getting worse. Think about the biggest story this week was Kevin Hart getting in a roast. That's what people are focused on. People are focused on Caitlin Clark. People are focused on things that really don't matter. But keep in mind, as you just mentioned, 30% Karen Bass, not Sharon Bass. 30% Karen Bass, 22% this guy,
mhm.
the Wi-Fi connected guy, and then you're talking about another 48%. Where is that going? Where are people? What I'm seeing, like here in Georgia, the governor's race is going on here in Georgia, right? The governor, the primaries are going
Well,
on right now here in the state of Georgia.
well, to really quick to stay on this situation,
Well,
it's really
it's still in this
interesting because
situation. I'm gonna kick it back to you. What's my
okay,
point? My point is that 30% are undecided on the Democratic
mhm,
side, on the Republican side in Georgia.
mhm.
40% on the Democratic side. You got 8 or 9 candidates. In California, they said there's some 60 something people that are running for governor of California. And the way their constitution works, even though most of those people that are running are Democrats, if the top 2 people in the primary end up being Republicans, a Democrat won't even have an opportunity to run for governor of California in a state that let the Republicans say they want to just saw it off and drop it into the Pacific Ocean. So going back to what you're saying
But you
about,
need that money from California, and that
of course.
debate, though, those people they have up for governor,
Hmm.
that governor debate. I don't know if you
Yeah.
watched it. I watched pieces of it, and it's
Hmm.
just, I mean, it's a bunch of Yosemite Sands, Elmer Fuds. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's all bravado. It's all personality. It's all I really shouldn't be out in public with others. It's all of
You
that.
know,
It's
I really need
crazy.
to have some real conversations with my people who really understand that space because we're looking at it logically. If these people can raise this money,
Well, no, no, no. I'm looking at it from a marketing standpoint too. You and I both know that these people are marketable. But I guess my whole thing is that how come the fear of what's going on with Trump is not kicking a little bit for make people go, yes, I like this person. He's fun. He's entertaining. But do we really want to have what's happening right now happen at the state level, where there are more quicker changes that can be made at the state level or the city level with Spencer Pratt?
we have, and I'm not seeing it. We going back to, I'm sure you have a story in Florida. Rick Jackson, I think is his name. He's running for governor of Georgia. He is following Trump's playbook to the letter. He's running ads basically saying to illegals that they're either be deported or departed. You get me, buddy? These are the type of ads that are running, and he's the front runner for the GOP in the state of Georgia.
Sir, that's murder. That's murder. So we
Right.
shouldn't be doing
And
that.
so question is, right now, tell me one thing you believe that Donald Trump could say or do that would shock you.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. I mean, but
Nothing.
again, I'm not the right person to ask that question. I am not some diehard MAGA supporter.
No,
Like,
that's not my point. My point in bringing it up is you're asking why these people, these nut jobs are running for office everywhere because they've watched Trump say and do damn near any and everything. And here's what the point I was going to make. and I'll let you come in. If they raise this money, do they continue to have access to this money if they lose, bow out? The money doesn't go back to the people who donated. And so it's a grift. It's a way for these people to make money. And that's the part that with the Citizens United is another issue. But go ahead.
And you're right. It is a grift. It definitely is a grift. People are always looking about, if I lose, I still have all these things on the other side. I still have this money. Like I get all of that. I guess my just confusion and disappointment is more in the fact that, like I said, we've seen how bad it can get. Like we really have seen how bad it can get. Why would we continue to allow it to get as bad as it get? And I can go into the next story because everything's kind of flowing really well. Alligator Alcatraz. Everybody in the GOP and my crappy governor was all excited about Alligator Alcatraz, and immigrants are going to go there, and immigrants are this, and they're ruining our state, and the whole spiel, the whole propaganda spiel. They spent millions of dollars building Alligator Alcatraz. What do you think's happening to it now?
You tell me.
They're destroying it. They're breaking it down. It's closing. So everything has to be dismantled. So you guys spent millions of dollars to build Alligator Alcatraz. It is now being dismantled. Millions of dollars to build it. Now millions of dollars to break it down. For what purpose? Because it was a great, huge, fun thing to say we're putting these immigrants in this crazy, mysterious place. But you're wasting taxpayer dollars. Like,
correct.
That's what I'm talking about. There aren't like small things happening that the current MAGA politicians are doing. There are big things that are happening that are costing taxpayers a lot of money.
Yeah.
The freaking ballroom. Again, another story. Freaking ballroom. Yeah. That was all going to be private donors, and he was going to have private donors, which, by the way, private donors is another way to say taxpayer, by the way. Use your money as a taxpayer, donate to a candidate you like, you're a donor. Fine. And now they're trying to rush it and saying it needs to get built sooner. So now we're going to have taxpayers flip the bill for the new ballroom, which again, I think we need, but not the way he's doing it.
We don't need the ballroom. We don't need the ballroom, but it's done now. Anybody who ever believed that was going to be taxpayer funded.
You mean privately funded?
Or privately funded.
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
They are.
You're an idiot. There's no way in the world that's how that was going to end up being. Here's my theory. Here is my theory on that, on that ballroom. Here's my theory on that ballroom. That ballroom is his bunker. That ballroom is going to be secured in such a way that nobody's ever seen above ground. Because the shit's going to hit the fan when he decides he doesn't want to leave office in 2028. It's going to hit the fan. People are going to be crazy, and they're going to try to figure out a way to try to, blah, 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 blah. That's why it's so big. That ballroom is going to be convertible. It's going to be a fortress. That's part of the reason why it has to be built so fast.
I mean, you could be right. I mean, again, with the way this Trump administration has been, we can't say, oh, he would never do that. We can't say that anymore. The first administration, we could say that because there was some checks and balances in his administration, but now we can't say that. So it could be. But again, I feel like the White House has always needed a bigger space. Again, as someone who has been to the White House before for state dinners and events with the Congressional Black Caucus, the spaces they have inside of the White House are really small, tight, and kind of crampy. So them having a bigger space makes sense. But I also can agree with you that the space he's trying to build could be some bulletproof fortress, can't be knocked down, and he just sits in there and stays as like some weird.
It's a voyeuristic. He's going to stand there. It's going to be bulletproof glass all the way around. People going to be out there acting a plum fool. It's going to be tunnels already dug underneath the daggum thing, which ain't nobody going to be getting there. But if they do, he's got a way out. There's no question about
like
that.
Some weird, creepy gray gardens. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen.
Think about how much he's like ripped up the rose garden. And what is his love or his infatuation with concrete? Like everything
I don't know.
Like nothing can be beautiful. Nothing can be naturally. No water. No plants.
Who's ever hated flowers? Like, how do you hate flowers?
I'm like, dude. Listen, and legit, you talk about the reflection pool. The word reflection is so that the water would be there, and so that the national monument would reflect off of the water going to the Capitol. That's why it's called a reflection pool. not a not a pool to go out behind side of a hotel. Not it's a now, dude. I just sit back and I'm
No,
just like,
here's the thing, guys. I'm laughing hysterically because I'm a pool owner. That sounds stupid, but during the daytime, the pool doesn't reflect anything. I can only see to the bottom of it because it is blue. It's painted light blue on the bottom. So he's not making the entire thing blue, meaning you will no longer be able to see the beautiful reflection. Like it's a whole art piece, basically. We're looking at these as monuments, but they're art pieces that have like a purpose because you're reflecting and you're looking at
everything
this.
has a purpose. The
Everything has a
monument
purpose.
and its shape as a phallic symbol has a purpose. It's
Yeah.
pointing directly to the
God.
Capitol, which is part of the history of it. But no
But
longer.
now with it being blue, you won't be able to see the reflection anymore until it's nighttime. Then you will be able to see it. It's a lot of craziness and goofiness. And the fact that they took a picture the other day with people eating lunch outside in the Rose Garden with the concrete and the yellow and white umbrellas on top. It looked like a hotel. It looked like a Motel 6, just people out there eating lunch because that space was really only for really special speeches and events. Otherwise, it was just maintained as a historical site because it's
It's
Jackie
something for
Kennedy's
the
Rose
people to
Garden.
enjoy. But I wonder when he does all of his concreting over it, I guess water's going to go back in it because it's a pool and there should be water in it, right? They'll probably have some sort of restrictions on how you can come over there and enjoy it. This man does not
$1?
believe anything is for the people.
I will bet you any amount of money that the water that's being replaced in there and the filtration system that's being replaced in there, it is now going to be an actual pool where people can get into. I will bet you any amount of money that's what they're going to turn the reflection pool into.
I don't think. You know what? I would like to say I don't think he's that much.
I was going to say you don't think, because we didn't think a lot of things, and now here we are.
So, as we slide on over, I want to get us. We're gonna talk about Kevin Hart and so it looked like.
Well, let's talk about
is
Cheyenne
winning.
Bryant first, and then we can go on to Kevin Hart.
Okay, all right. Isaac is the number one. 56% of Black Americans live in the South. We could control it by voting. Isaac Hayes has been talking about this for a minute, and we can get into that as well. The only reason why I pulled this up is because these are my notifications. Everything you see, all this is Kevin Hart. I've been called a beta male and.
Oh wow, you've been called a lot of names. What is happening? What did you post?
Yeah. My question was very simple. Why was a Trump supporting comedian roasting Kevin Hart?
Valid.
223. Huh?
Valid, but why are people being mean to you?
I don't give a crap. It's a bunch of anyway. Softies.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that. Why do you think it matters? Politics is all theater just because. No one cares or asked. You know, it's who's a Trump supporter? They're all lefties. Because he's richer and funnier than everyone else. How does it's all of this. And then, because this is, this is, it's
your kids on this roast, but I must say, you did good. They've gotten so big, they now buckle Kevin up in the car seat. It's true he lost his gig hosting the Academy Awards because of some homophobic tweets, but you'd be homophobic too if you were eye level with everyone's cock. He got into a fist fight on a private plane, proof that no matter how much money black people have, they're still just gonna act like ninjas. Always fighting. Like Bill Cosby, Hart is a black comedian from Philadelphia, and like Bill Cosby, women don't know when Kevin is inside of them. You've done good, though, Kevin. The black community is so proud of you. Right now, George Floyd is looking up at us all, laughing so hard that he can't breathe.
And so I made my comment, and yeah, I made my comment based strictly on this. I hadn't seen the roast yet, and obviously that was disturbing. Like, really, you think it's funny to talk about, an incident, and so also Cat Williams came out and blah 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 blah. So all of that, and then I watched the show. And I was like,
You were mortified.
this is, wow.
Yeah.
Cheryl Underwood, who I did not know, her husband committed suicide
30 years ago.
30 years ago. That was a constant joke.
And her skin color.
And her skin color. Expect that. But you're talking about first, her husband died by suicide. And Pete Davidson's father died in 9/11.
And Tower 2.
And this is supposed to be funny. And I sit back and I say to myself, I guess this is why I never watch these roasts, because this is disgusting. And I'm just looking at, and here's the funny thing. If you go back, if you catch any of it, or you can probably pull it up somewhere, Regina Hall flat out was like, I'm going to get this check. But Regina Hall wasn't feeling none of it. Even when she got up there and she did her thing, which they all were paid. Regina Hall, who was probably one of the funniest one there was Lizzo. Lizzo was actually Lizzo was actually funny, because I think she genuinely was having fun. She made some fat jokes about herself and some fat jokes about other people and blah, 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 blah. Cat Williams clearly was there for a check.
Absolutely. He does a lot of the roast, and he is there for just a check. He's done, I can go through a list where he's actually been a part of them, but keep going and I'll share my thoughts.
Yeah. So I just, and here's the thing about Kevin Hart. I have so much respect for Kevin Hart's business acumen. And he ran it down at the end, all his sponsors, all of the people, all of his business, all the sponsors. And none of those jokes, all that stuff was written outside of, Cheryl Underwood. You can tell she was off because she's a real comedian. That's the other thing. A lot of them are not real comedians, so they couldn't go off the top of their domes anyway. But that stuff was pre-written. That stuff that the other guy that was hosting it with, Kevin Hart, and then the other part, and I'm gonna let you go, but I'm gonna let you jump in. But Clarence Avant, who people may not know, was a legendary star maker, black man from the 60s, 70s, 80s. He was murdered maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But there was the Godfather of Hollywood, I think it's a documentary that's out there. His daughter is married to the man who runs Netflix. And so it's an older white guy who's married to Clarence Avant's daughter who's black. And so it was just this hodgepodge of all of these comedians and all of these people in the industry. And it just was, to me, a mess. And it just, to me, was almost like a examination of how cruel we can be to each other. And that's part of it. And I guess that's the end of my diatribe. Go ahead, jump in.
So if you are not used to roast comedy, it can be very jarring watching a roast. So the roast happened on Comedy Central. So I literally remember watching Pamela Anderson's roast. It was brutal, the stuff they were saying about her to her, and she's sitting right there. Bob Saget, and we already know Bob Saget's already a dirty comic anyway, so all of his friends are dirty comics, so they were saying ridiculous things. Joan Rivers also in on the joke. Awful, horrible, disgusting things they were saying about them. So it is an art to do roast comedy, but it's also a type of person you need to be to watch it. If you are not into it, which, the viewers in 2026 are a little bit more, I don't know what to call it. What would you call it? How they are. They're a little
assholes.
bit more.
Social media has turned people into complete, look.
I would say softies. We've turned 2026 is the world where softies, even in a safe space like a roast, people in 2026 cannot handle it. So when they're watching this, that's why everybody's.
That's interesting that you say that. Maybe I'm considered on the softy side, because
in this scenario, yes, not normally,
and that's insane to me, because I have this level of respect for people, and the fact that there is a market for this just talks about how low we are as a society, right? Because when it's all said and done, I just can't imagine, first of all, I don't really remember a lot of black, the one roast that comes to my mind was Jamie Foxx. Who were they roasting? And the whole thing about the guy, this is your conscience. And the guy was blowing it up on the stage. He was roasting somebody. And you don't remember that? It was like he was talking like he
No,
was a
I
guy's
remember that, but I don't remember who they were.
I don't remember who they were
I
roasting.
don't remember who that was, but I remember that because that's what made Jamie famous, and that guy disappeared, and we never saw him again.
Oh, Jamie was way famous before that, but I hear you. But here's my point. I can't really recall black people roasting other black people, a stage full of black people, and you start talking about somebody's dead husband committing suicide or somebody's dead.
You need to watch the original ones. I will send you some original ones because they're still on YouTube. They're not monetized because they can't be because the stuff they said. Comedy Central just has them out there. But I will send you some of the stuff they've said, and it is god awful. There is actually in the Donald Trump one, there is a joke about him.
I'm not talking about Donald Trump. And hear my point.
No,
my point is that is black people. Here's why I made that point. I'm gonna let you finish. Here's why I made that point. We'll talk about a lot of things, and we'll go below the belt a little bit, but the level of depth that I was seeing that was just the norm in that roast was the type of stuff that I'm, it's wretched. But go ahead, finish your thought.
So I'll send you Flavor Flav's because after Flavor Flav's roast, because not Kevin Hart, Cat Williams talks about it, how all the black comedians, there was a bunch of black comedians who participated because Flavor Flav is black. They all were in the trailer. They were mad and disgusted and frustrated and couldn't believe it went as far as it did until Flavor Flav was like, why are y'all in here? Are you serious? Why are y'all in here like this? We all got paid. We all went low. Why are y'all in here acting like this? We got paid for this. And that actually triggered for Cat Williams to participate in further roasts when he realized, oh, it's not about us being black and going low. We're just supposed to go low for these events.
Yeah, but there's ways you can go low. There's plenty of ways you can go low without talking about a woman whose husband committed suicide and making that the focus of 4 or 5. I'm talking, Kia. It was a constant. It was a constant joke.
I've read the jokes. Yes.
It was crazy. And so I just look. I look at this stuff and I say we're built differently now. It's like, anyway. All right.
Again, I like roast comedy. I've always liked it, but I'm also a roaster. I grew up doing that. My father, which might sound disturbing. My father, it's how I grew up. My father and my uncle and my father's side of the family, that's how they showed love, by talking about you like a dog to your face and building up that thickness.
Believe me, we Jonin talking, we do all of that. That's something black folks are good for. But you talk about somebody and making jokes about somebody dying in 9/11. Go ahead, what? You're muted for some reason all of a sudden. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me go to a different. Talk. You're muted. Unplug your mic and plug it back in. Something happened. I don't know what happened on your side. Okay, I just heard something. Talk now. Test.
Now.
Yeah, it was something happened over there. Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
My father looked at me one day when I got to his house and said,
"Oh, you just went out again. Something's going on with your cord. Hold whatever's going on." No. Okay, I hear you now. Talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, something going on with your cord over there. Go ahead. I can hear you now.
I'm not plugged into anything.
Oh, that's it. That's interesting.
It's coming through here.
But that's coming from your computer. So something's going on with your mic. But go ahead.
I'll fix it. It's been going on all day. What I was saying was, my father actually told me one day, you've gotten so fat that your husband's probably going to leave you. He told me to my face. And I told him, Dad, I'm pregnant. He was like, oh, you're pregnant? That makes a lot more sense. Is that how low your family went? Because that's how low my family went.
That's pretty low, but that's what I would call, that's assholic low right there, right? But that level of low and the low of talking about someone, I cannot get over her husband committed suicide and that's supposed to be funny. Pete Davidson's father died in 9/11, which is one of the most tragic events in the history of our country, and that's a joke.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. but I don't know if
Okay.
you hear me from which mic. So I'm fine. I'm realizing that, and I've never been a roaster, like fan of roast. People, what's up, Coach? This is what's up, Coach Kyron? He seems to like the roast. So here's what it is. Not for me. Let's move on. All right, what else we got on our
Okay.
today?
So the next thing we want to talk about, because I have something for How What, the next thing I want to talk about is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So you got it on your
Yes,
screen. Do I need to
all
pull up?
around
You got
this.
it. You got it. And so Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I've only gotten to know her, who she was when she popped up on Cam Newton's show, and kind of read him for filth on his show. But in clips, I don't all these clips like what is it? Breakfast Club and and Cam and all these and Shannon Sharp and all that. I don't watch all of their shows. I don't have that kind of time. But I saw her in clips when she was getting in Cam Newton. So now the whole deal is that she's Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, but the story is that she didn't finish her doctorate, and she's a doctor. Like, what's the story?
Story is that she finished her doctorate, but the school that she went to, Argus University, which got in massive trouble for financial aid fraud, closed down, and she doesn't have any of her accreditation, and she can't find it, and they don't have access to her transcripts, and blah blah blah, lie. She's full of garbage. That is not how transcripts work. They are held in what happens.
So she didn't finish her doctorate.
Huh?
Like I said, she didn't finish her doctorate.
No, she finished it at Argosy University.
But she can't prove it, so it's not done.
Cool. Well, we'll go with that.
Okay.
My whole thing is, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, is that, yes, you should be able to find your transcripts and prove it to people. You could have posted. You could have posted your dissertation, because dissertations are held online in like a big, huge online website where you can look up anybody's dissertation who's going for a PhD, no matter what the subject matter is. You could even talk about what your dissertation is. Number two, she lied about the fact that she called financial aid and they said, hey, yeah, we can give you your refund, but all of your credits are just going to be invalidated if we give you a refund. Your credits were already invalidated, and any school that's under financial fraud investigation can't give you a refund. Like, they're under financial fraud investigation. None of it makes sense.
Right.
So
right.
Go ahead.
Right. She can't. I did see that clip. She's, I'm only going to address this one time, and
she was cussing and acting like a hood rat for no reason. What is that?
That's today's society. There was a time we didn't cuss on this show, and every now and again we'll let one slip out here. So it is what it is. She has to prove, and for people who jump in the comments and jump in the internet streets and defend her and see what she said, she bop. That's my prejudice. I was like, everybody's defending Dr. Brown. I think her neck is rolling, and they're going like this anyway. At this point, and when it's all said and done, you got people out here who have no education, they got a mic, and they got millions of followers. The market don't care. The market don't give a crap about her doctorate, don't give a crap about all the education that Mark Lamont Hill has, and think about all the education Mark Lamont Hill has, and he said,
He has a lot of education.
He got a ton of education, and he's in them streets with Joe Budden arguing with a co-host about using big words, and they physically potentially almost got into a fist fight because
that was like 6 months ago. Why are you talking about old stuff?
Whatever.
But with Dr. Cheyenne, and we were talking about this pre-show, is that I feel like, and people can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm just bitter or jealous or whatever, I do not care. She gets away with this because she's pretty. Yeah. She's gorgeous. She is. This woman is painfully beautiful. The same way Jay Shetty is. You know who Jay Shetty is? The guy who's on Oprah's list of therapists. And if you saw him, you know who he is. You are the worst at this. But both of these people.
I have a life. Whatever.
So both of these people, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and Jay Shetty, are the same. They both are life coaches, whatever that means. That whole life coaching, you get a certificate online to call yourself a life coach. That's not real accreditation, but they're very, very attractive people, and they talk a specific way, and it works good for podcasts, entertainment. Let's give them a talk show. Let's have them host a reunion. It works for that. But are these people actually doing real clinical hours with patients and talking about mental health and medication and diagnosis and doses? No, they're not.
No, they're not. They're not.
So her.
They're not. There's the what's the woman who was there's a woman who she was doing IG lives for a long time, like giving relationship advice. Her name is Keisha or Karen or black woman.
I don't care. She's on IG. She's not a real person. Who cares?
And well, whatever. She's out there. She's making a crap load of money and telling people, and so even with Kevin Samuels, they talked about Kevin Samuels, R.I.P. And what he was doing. People don't care about any of that. There's an audience. We say on this thing, we've said it many times before. There's a market and audience for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's all about magnifying that audience. And if you look at if you have that doubt, well, what is that? What's the network that has all the fighting and ratchetness on it? It's on
the Neighborhood Talk.
Well, not that website. That one too. Oh. Anyway, Tubi, right? Everybody goes to Tubi to watch, crappy movies and people act a fool. Thank you, Coach Kyron. Keisha G is who I was trying to talk about, and she is all on IG, and she'll do hours upon hours and bring people into her lives. And I got 3 baby daddies, but I want a man that's 6'9" and he plays in the NBA and want to take care of my kids.
Not Keisha G, whoever posted that, old geezer people. Kendra G. Her name is Kendra G.
Kyron is not old. You got it right.
Kyron. Her name is Kendra G. She
does
Kendra
G. All right, Kendra
Singles
G.
Live on Instagram and Singles Live on Facebook.
See, all of a sudden you was like you didn't know who she was. You know who she is.
Because I watch her.
I'm sure you do.
A lot.
Right? Because we've talked about this. You guys, educated black women, mothers and kids, y'all are the audience that everybody wants, because once y'all lock in, it's a wrap, son. The audience, the brand is coming.
In the morning time, when I'm cooking breakfast and getting the kids,
don't apologize to her, Coach. Don't apologize to her.
Don't worry about it. In my ear is like Kendra G or Funky Dineva or something real ratchet that I'm listening to while I'm cooking breakfast.
Who is Funky Dineva? Somebody, he's a gay dude, right?
Quentin
Isn't that a dude?
Yeah.
Something. It was something out, and see, that's it. That's the crazy thing about it too. Like now you got situations where who we think are big time celebrities who are out there, they respond to these people online. They give them, they feed into their audiences. And I sit back and say, if I ever fed into the ratchetness, well, we'd have ourselves a hell of a community.
Well, here's the thing. Quentin and I ran in the same circles in college. He's only a couple years older than me. We ran in the same circles. Funky Dineva. His real name is Quentin Latham. He's an alpha, went to Florida State University. We all ran in the same circles. The difference is my career kind of stayed stagnant, moving along, happy, no big deal. His took a nosedive. So he got on YouTube and made it into a massive career where he has almost 600,000 followers on YouTube, has a show, the whole thing. So
if you're willing to there's a market for that type of conversation. Yeah. It just is, so. All right, what else? Where are we at? All right, so
go ahead and get in the hell what. Go ahead and click into the guest chat. I want you to bring this up on your side because I want to talk about parents and pop. Ridiculous the parents are and why I fear Little League sports.
We kind of talked about this.
Well, there was a Florida mom was arrested Saturday after chaos erupted at a youth football game, ending with an adult allegedly kicking a child. She got on the field to kick the child multiple times. Just play the video. Let's watch the video.
Jeez.
Every small business starts with a big idea.
Until the Google stops.
So this woman who's also wearing her child's jersey, which also is already a red flag as a football parent or as a sports parent. That means you're crazy. If you're wearing your child's jersey, it means you're nuts. So is it now we're going to play it? Is it gonna? Here we go. Press the volume. I think it's in the upper right.
Right now. No, I'm not. You are. Bye. You are. Stop.
Get your
Stop. Don't around with me.
You don't. Me, I'm the one who got hit.
You are being pointed out as being a suspect right now. You are detained. You are detained.
So where's number 9? Go get number 9.
A kid?
Yes.
You're an adult.
They hit her here.
Come here. You're detained. You're detained.
Touch my child.
detained because they said you hit a kid.
And the kid hit me.
Okay, so here's the thing. She is one of those white moms who got a black baby's daddy, and now all of a sudden she thinks she's big and bad and can do whatever. She literally got and kicked a child twice in the chest.
Yeah.
Because they got into a scuffle on the field. So she ran to the field and kicked the child twice in the chest. And all the parents are like, what is she doing? The coaches are pulling her off. And she was like, well, go get number 9. You mean a 13-year-old? You want us to go arrest a 13-year-old for a fight he had with another kid? Well, he hit me. Come to find, he didn't hit me. This type of white woman in general gets away with this because she is white, even though she got arrested. But this is the type of white woman me as a black, soon-to-be sports parent fears, because I don't have restraint. I don't have restraint. I don't. The fact that you and Tracy have restraint is a miracle.
First of all, I think she'd kick your ass. I'm just telling you.
You've never seen me fight before. How dare you? You've never seen me fight.
I'm just joking. But she really came out that thing with the F and she's.
What you gonna do? You not gonna do nothing. Go get number 9. Go get him because he hit me first.
Right.
The whole thing.
I'm just. I just hate the fact that these cameras are so cheap and comes on everybody's phones. I'm just like, all this stuff is stuff. I really believe this type of activity is really going on.
That's body cam footage. That's not even like somebody's phone.
Yeah, it is body cam footage for the police officer. Lord Jesus. So, we are just in a place that I don't know how much further spiraling downhill we can go, but we're going. It was kind of slow and it's speeding up now.
You and Tracy are hardcore. Y'all got real athletes. Y'all got athletes who going somewhere. Like, definitely going to college, possibly the WNBA.
Yeah.
And you guys see how these other parents are. They're psychopaths. They are.
Well, we talked about this a little bit at the top of the show. Football, I think, has not quite gotten, and I'm gonna get my man Dev on here one time. We're gonna talk about this. I think football is still relatively accessible to kids and families, but basketball has become tennis, right?
Basketball's
it really
expensive.
it's expensive. Average families are having problems. They're struggling year to year trying to figure out how to stay in this game, and that's why you're seeing a lot more less contact. The game is not as rugged as it was because you don't have as many. And this is in basketball. You just don't have as many kids that are coming from the streets that are really playing the game anymore.
Yeah.
It's kids that play ball in the gym, that have trainers, that play organized hoops all the time. And like I said, once again, this is coach. This is Michelle and Layla's trainer, my man Kyron. And so he hanging out with us tonight. But he can tell you, man, most of them kids that he sees at the churches that he's training, like at one point, Keisha Lance Bottom's sons were being trained at the same place our girls were being trained. Right? Yeah. It's like it is a different ball game. But football, I went to the football. My man's a coach. I went to a football game last fall, and I was like, "Whew, I've been out the hood for a while."
Yeah, they a little rough. But listen, and Miguel's right about the basketball situation. I tell this all the time to people and to him and make it fun. Every time his daughters and him are in Orlando and they have a tournament, I go. I have almost gone broke twice. Why? Because the tickets aren't, hey, it's only $15 to get in. No. They're asking for $50 per person to get into these games. And that's not just, for the whole weekend. That's just for the day.
It's for the day.
I took me, my son, the 2 kids, my nanny, thinking, oh, it's going to be $15. I'll pay for everybody. They were like, yeah, no, it's $45 per person.
Yeah.
I had to use my credit card.
For your kids and everything. And you look at this thing and it's a racket. And so it's to the point that there's actually legislation that's being presented to try to control, because as it is right now, our girls are playing on the EYBL circuit, which is the Nike circuit. And there's a requirement in this space that you have to stay at the hotels that Nike tells you to stay in.
That's insane. So if it's a $400 a night hotel, you guys have to stay there. I was already through when you said that they had to wear Puma gear. Remember
that was last year. We were on the Puma circuit last year. Yep.
That was insane.
Here's the thing. We even got a little note in our little parent group that's discouraging us as parents to wear any other gear besides Nike gear when we walk in the gym. You see these Alexander McQueens?
I was about to say, you and Tracy aren't wearing other brand. You guys are wearing other like.
We gonna wear what we want to wear. You're not gonna sit up here and tell me I done paid all this money that you gonna tell me I got to run out here and now I gotta go buy me some Nikes and some sweats. And I did that last year with the Puma. I got a whole bunch of Puma gear that I can't even wear to go to these games.
And a lot of those wealthy moms out there don't have Nike. They're out there wearing On Clouds,
Lululemon and
Lululemon Aloe. So they're gonna trade their luxury nice stuff for y'all raggedy Nike and Puma.
But here's the funny thing. Here's the other thing. This stuff ain't cheap. I went to go look up some Nike sweats a couple of weeks ago. Nike sweats $120 for a pair of sweats. I said, y'all done lost y'all damn minds. $120 for some sweats.
I'd rather pay the fine than go naked. I'm not paying that amount of money. Like that it just doesn't make any sense. So
the game is it's really a hustle. It really is a hustle, and it's really we just trying to figure it out.
Miguel and Tracy, save your bail money for your little sis and your little brother-in-law, because we might need it in a few years.
Well, y'all need to go and stay up in soccer, because I don't know about them football streets.
Have you seen the soccer parents? My brother, I think I told you this story. His daughter, my niece, my goddaughter, play soccer. Some mom got mad because my niece thinks she's big and bad, so she's arguing with the other player. The other player was his mom's daughter. The mom runs on the field, shoves my niece. My niece is now fighting the mom. My brother has to run on the field and pull the mom off. And both parents, of course, got ejected. But soccer parents are just as bad.
They're all. And here's the thing: the part that we're trying to get part I'm trying to get you to understand. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of stress in this youth sports space. And for folks who, you drive 6, 7, 8 hours, go to a tournament, you get there and the kid's not playing and there's so much going on. There's a program out of Columbus, Georgia that when we were on the Puma circuit last year that our teams got into a fight with. And the coach from the other team came over and grabbed one of the girls from our team and was holding her down. And come to find out, one of the girls is with our program now, used to play for that team. Come to find out, the woman had to turn herself in because the mom of the girl from our team called the cops.
Because
you put your grown hands on a 13-year-old child. I don't give a dog on the girl 6'2". She's still a child. And so
see, that's a gray area. That's a gray area.
No, ain't nothing gray about that thing. That baby's still a baby. And so I just look at this stuff and man, the stress that's there that goes along with this, but you gotta have some self-control. All right, that's how
much as the baby, like the baby from Bebe's Kids. Remember the movie Baby from Bebe's Kids with the deep voice? It's like that.
These all suburban kids. These kids don't even scrap like we used to scrap.
So what are you? And by the way, my fighting skills, I can fight. I have been in multiple fights, and I'm very good at it. Okay, thank you very much. Anyway, what are you watching these days?
What am I watching? Let me tell you what I'm watching, and I'm trying to hold on to it. So I think we talked about this a few weeks back. I'm struggling with Marshalls, man. I'm struggling with it, which is Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, okay.
And it's one of the sons. He's got his own show, and it's this way that CBS produces stuff that really bores the crap out of me. And then they hire these really, really horrible actors. So we're struggling. I'm trying to finish that out. Watching Chicago series. We watched a movie.
Are you gonna watch Dutton Ranch?
Dutton Ranch. See, here's the difference. It's funny you bring that up. Dutton Ranch is going to be better than Marshall. And I'm going to tell you why. Because it's going to be on Paramount Plus, which means they're going to do a lot more cussing and a lot more drinking. And a lot more sexing. Well, and those two characters from Yellowstone were the most compelling characters. And now they have their own show. And I think that's starting pretty soon. Yes. Also, I think The Chi is coming back for its final season here. In I don't know. What do you have against black series shows that ain't ratchet? But that's still ratchet. It's kind of ratchet.
I'm about to say.
But I mean, that's not reality TV or whatever. What? Yeah. Sir? But no. You ain't watching The Chi. You ain't watching no Power. You ain't watch BMF.
I'm not getting the Stars Network. Network. I don't want to. I have enough.
But Chi's on Paramount Plus. So you got Paramount Plus.
I do have Paramount Plus. We don't watch it. So that's what you're watching. I'm with you. I'm watching, Chicago, blah, blah, blah. But somehow I got, Omar had to work late at night because he's, and Wuthering Heights. I watched Wuthering Heights, which was turned into a movie. Heights? Wuthering Heights it's an Emily Bronte novel that came out in I think 1887 is when the original printing was. And it's a cult classic book. But they made it into a movie in 2026 starring Margot Robbie and the gentleman who is in like the show Euphoria. So I was like, oh, I love literature and I don't feel like reading the book. I watched the movie. I am now traumatized and had to watch several other things to like get it out of my brain. It was so disturbing. Like I am traumatized.
What's the name of this? So I know not to watch it. What's the name of it?
Wuthering Heights. They're presenting it like it's a love story. It is a love story, but a love story that's also BDSM and walls that are like skin.
BDSM.
Don't make me define what it is. It's too much. It's okay. You don't know what it is. It's just it was just a lot. But I watched it.
Is that when they be tying people up and handcuffing and all that stuff or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, sure. If you do, that's the minimum.
We won't go into depth. Okay.
But I watched it.
What else you watching besides Kevin Hart's roast?
Of course, I'm still watching the Testaments. I'm dying for you and Tracy to get into, The Handmaid's Tale and the Testaments, and you guys are like, no, we're not doing it. You refuse. I understand why, but you refuse.
What is the Testament again? What's up, Dre? I what's up, brother? Yes, you late. We about to close out, but we gonna come. So he said to me, "What is BDSM?" I don't know, brother. She maybe she can tell us all. But I sound like I don't need you to tell me. It sound like it's something going on.
Involving bondage,
discipline,
dominance, and submission. But it's consensual.
Okay, got it. So what's this you want us to watch? Testament? What is this you want us to watch? We do.
Did you guys ever start watching The Handmaid's Tale?
I probably won't. I think I won't. How many seasons is it?
Oh God.
Right.
No. Not like 10 or 12. I think it may be 5, maybe 6 seasons.
That's a lot. So no, not watching. No, not watching that. We're seeing The Handmaid's Tale in real time right now with these rascals.
It's a good story and the acting is good. And I always feel like you and Tracy appreciate any story that's good acting and
we do. Omar,
The Boys.
I stopped watching The Boys, and I stopped watching The Boys about 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Because it got too much.
Because it got to be too much, man. And Laz Alonso, that's my man. That's my dude. I like Laz, always have. And Fat Albert season 2. What is that a series or you just Dre is probably clowning?
He's being funny. The Boys is a lot, and you have to have a strong stomach for it to push through to the storyline because the storyline is good, but it is a lot to do.
I'm trying to think. The last season I was following it. The black dude that's like this really fast guy. He was having some issues. I don't know. It was something going on.
Heart issues.
It was, and then like the main character was the dude that was like the super. It was just a lot. I was like, and then people's heads is blowing up, and it was like I said, nah, I can't. I'm good. And I'm watching.
In this household.
Huh?
We are dedicated The Boys people in this household. Are you drinking a root beer?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? I'm drinking a root beer.
We have to stop the show.
Why? I'm drinking a root beer. I drink maybe 2 sodas a week.
That was so distracting. You got an A&W root beer. Okay.
They would buy 2 cases get 1 free. So I just go
Did you buy 2
cases? Well, it was. Do I have to go through my grocery list with you? Ginger ale. It's a good little ginger ale. And it was a little strawberry ginger ale. And I got myself a real root beer. Yeah. And we'll see how that goes down.
It's been a wonderful show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in tonight. See? Whole ass drinking a root beer. My God.
So anyway, and I watched the NBA playoffs. NBA playoffs interesting. LeBron is out again. And all the LeBron haters are out there doing what they do.
I thought he stopped playing. He's old. He's like old.
But he's still dropping 20 points a night. So somebody run him up out the league. Stop him from doing whatever the Sam Hill he won't. Give him a team.
They won't let that happen. They won't let him be run out of the league because it's almost like he's like this weird old geezer mascot.
Yeah,
like
there's nothing weird or old about it. He's still one of the best players in the league.
Please. Okay.
No, we're not going to. Basketball conversation is not your thing. Not.
It's not what?
Not your thing. And you can tell me, well, I played basketball. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All right. What else we have? I think that's it. I think that's it. I think I'm about done. Peace and about.